what's happening right now from RTV6, the Indy Channel.
All right, get ready. It's going to be a traffic headache starting tomorrow for a lot of North Side drivers. A major step in the construction of US 31 is about to start, and that will lead to the closure of 131st Street and Main Street around the busy highway. Our TV6 reporter Chris Prophet joining us now from Carmel, where all this is about to happen. Chris?
And Drew, you know US 31 is a major road, and even on a Sunday, we have quite a few cars out here, but throughout the week, about 50,000 drivers make their way along US 31, and a lot of the work here is already underway, but the detours begin at Main and 131st Street when it closes tomorrow to US 31. Now, this closing is part of a major renovation of US 31 to bring it up to freeway standards. So starting tomorrow, INDOT's going to close Main and 131st Street on each side of US 31. So that closing stretches from Illinois Street to the west and Pennsylvania off to the east. It's going to allow workers to get ready for construction of an interchange over 31. And as we mentioned, it does affect a lot of drivers.
I know a lot of our patients are going to be affected. You know, we have a lot of out of town people for surgeries, so they're going to be detoured, and it's going to be an inconvenience, but hopefully it doesn't last long.
And the big project starts April 4th. That's when 131st Street all the way down to Old Meridian is going to close. That section of US 31. So right here, and also the area we just mentioned, those detours are going to last quite a long time because that construction project is going to last all the way into November. We'll have much more on this story for you, how it's going to affect you and other people, coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. Live in Carmel, Chris Prophet, RTV6.
Time to figure out those alternate routes. Thanks, Chris. And it is the relief we've been waiting for. Plenty of people enjoying the outdoors as the weekend temperatures are rising, and they're only going to get better over the next couple of days. Storm Team 6 meteorologist Kyle Mounts joining us right now with more of that good news. Tell me about it, Kyle.
Oh yeah, Drew, it's nice to see people actually being able to get out and about once again after these brutal winter temperatures we've had most of the season today. Well, we're sitting at our high temperature right now in Indianapolis at 42, 44 in Terre Haute, and it's 42 in Lafayette. As you mentioned, there are some warmer temperatures, and we can see those back to the west. Nearly 60 degrees in St. Louis. We're above the 60-degree mark in Kansas City. And yes, all of this is heading our way to start off a new work and school week, and some kids on spring break, so some great timing. Temperatures will start to see the influence of some of that warming tonight. Temperatures will fall, yes, but we hold into the mid-30s at 11 o'clock as those temperatures start to level off a little bit thanks to a southwest wind at 10 miles per hour. Overnight tonight, we drop just into the mid-30s, 35 in Bloomington, 34 to start off your Monday morning in Indianapolis, and we are going for high temperatures in the 60s not only tomorrow but another day in the 7-day planning forecast. We'll take a look at all of it in a few minutes.
Well, that 60 sounds great, Kyle. Thanks. Well, police are searching for two men involved in a two-vehicle race where shots were fired, injuring one person. Police responded to the incident at about 10:30 last night at Eagle Creek Park on the northwest side. Authorities say a group of people left a party that was shut down in the 4400 block of Lafayette Road when the race started. Witnesses say shots were fired from a black SUV that was chasing a vehicle that ended up crashing into a tree. One man was shot in the leg and transferred to a hospital in stable condition. Anyone with information should call Crime Stoppers at 262-TIPS. Covering your state capital now, a pilot preschool voucher program and a reduction in the property tax on business equipment. Two of the issues lawmakers are expected to negotiate during the final week of the short legislative session. Our TV6 State House reporter Katie Hines explains.
Many of the issues are complicated, some controversial, but this week is it if lawmakers want to reach a compromise on key issues this year. The House and Senate are working to negotiate the differences of two separate proposals aimed at reducing the business personal property tax. One gives counties the option of exempting new equipment while also phasing down the corporate income tax rate. The other exempts businesses with $20,000 or less of machinery while offering an abatement for property worth $3 million or more. House Speaker Brian Bosma indicated this last week.
We're working on a joint proposal between the House and the Senate that marries our two respective proposals, some of the things the governor wants.
Can I have your scissors?
Another one of Governor Mike Pence's major initiatives is on the table during this final week. The House approved the creation of a pilot preschool voucher program for up to 1,000 of the state's neediest 4-year-olds. But the Senate voted to send the idea to a summer study committee for further review. And a conference committee is expected to try to strike a compromise on expanding public transportation in Marion and 5 other counties. The House and Senate disagree over whether to include light rail in the project. There are more than 24 meetings on the calendar here tomorrow alone. We'll be here. We'll bring you the developments throughout the course of this final week. Reporting at the State House, Katie Hines, RTV6.
And some of the more controversial issues up for negotiation this week include a proposal to legalize industrial hemp and a bill that would allow guns in school parking lots. Lawmakers are also expected to try to compromise on a bill to require drug testing for welfare recipients. A developing story right now as the search continues for a passenger jet that disappeared in Southeast Asia. 239 people were aboard that plane. There is a new report tonight that one of the plane's doors may have been spotted in the waters close to where an oil slick was previously seen. ABC's David Curley has the very latest.
Turns out that oil slick in the South China Sea apparently does not lead back to the wreckage of the missing jetliner, only deepening the mysterious disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. Still no sign of wreckage. The Boeing 777-200 took off with 239 on board on a flight from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. It flew out of radar coverage. 10 minutes later, the crew radioed their position, and then nothing.
Maybe there was a period in there where something catastrophic was happening and they just did not have time to communicate that.
Possibilities include a structural or mechanical failure, pilot error, or a deliberate act.
They're going to have to find some part of the wreckage somewhere in order to start making those determinations.
A U.S. surveillance plane and a Navy warship have joined more than 60 ships and aircraft scouring the South China Sea.
There's literally tens of thousands of miles of ocean that are going to have to be searched.
We believe that the family members should prepare themselves for the worst.
Exactly what anguished relatives do not want to hear.
Look, I'm taking it minute by minute. I've got 2 young kids. And I've got a 3-year-old who's asking, when's Daddy going to Skype?
Deepening the mystery, 2 men posing as an Italian and an Austrian apparently boarded the plane using stolen passports, raising the specter of terrorism. The Italian passport was in the name of this man, Luigi Maraldi, who says he alerted Italian police it had been stolen. The plane's flight recorders are now the best hope of getting to the bottom of what happened. But for now, they are believed to be lost at the bottom of the sea. David Curley, ABC News, Washington.
And a crazy scene in Southeast Florida this weekend, and all you can say is amazing. Amazing that nobody got seriously hurt when a plane gets tangled up with a skydiver. Take a look at these terrifying images. A Cessna in Mulberry, Florida, was doing something called touch and goes on Saturday when it got caught in a parachute. Now, the pilot of the plane, 87 years old. The plane cut the cords and the skydiver was thrown to the ground from 75 feet in the air, and the Cessna nosedives. The NTSB and the FAA were both notified and went to the accident scene. A daredevil stunt that could top everything. You won't believe the flight plan this man has. There's no aircraft involved in his stunt. And we'll have the latest from Ukraine, where tensions are rising between pro-Russian supporters and Ukrainian citizens. Indiana State got one more shot at the last undefeated team in the country. Later on in sports, see if the Sycamores had enough to shock the Shockers.